Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ronan Time HD. So yeah, this is gonna be a great time. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday, Sunday edition. I am your host, Ronan Time HD, and this week we watched National Lampoon's Animal House, starring John Belushi. It is a comedy film, and I thought it was really fun and really enjoyable. Although it does feel a little of the time, and some jokes didn't really land for me, I think other jokes definitely did, and overall I found it a very fun and enjoyable time. But before I go on a little tangent why I enjoyed this film, I'll tell you why and more. Back to house.
School was fun in those days. The girls, the party. The friendships.
Let's go!
National Lampoon's Animal House.
Now, was Milton saying being bad is more fun than being good?
National
Hey
Lampoon.
guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday, Sunday edition. This week, we watched National Lampoon's Animal House, or just simply, Animal House, starring John Belushi, Karen Allen, Stephen Furst, and Tom Hulce, and also featuring appearances from Donald Sutherland and Kevin Bacon. This film was released in 1978, and it's just like a straight-up comedy, like a slapstick comedy bit in there, and maybe like obviously like a bit of like college comedy, because that's a bit of a subgenre as well. But I will say, I think personally that I don't know if it's just me. I love slapstick comedy. I love stupid humor, right? If something's stupid but funny, I like it. Like, if something's just stupid, I don't find it funny. But if it's, like, stupidly hilarious, I like that stuff. I mean, I love 100 Beavers, right? Hundreds of Beavers. Hundreds of Beavers is probably one of my favorite comedies I've ever seen, simply because it's just so fucking stupid the whole way through, and it's just like literally like a live-action cartoon, basically. It's awesome. And I think this movie had great moments of just like stupid visual gags and just great slapstick, but I also think I think those are my favorite jokes in the movie, are just like the wordless visual gags that are really stupid and are just like, what the fuck? Like, most of the time, the jokes that made me laugh, I said, what the fuck? Like, right after laughing, because it was so fucking stupid. But that's the kind of humor that I like, right? I like the kind of humor that confuses me, right? One of my favorite, like, visual gags in the movie was John Belushi's character. He was, like, in the cafeteria of, like, the college. He was, like, there, and there was, like, you know, stuff lined up to, like, put on a tray. And he just, like, was putting so much shit onto the tray, and sometimes he would grab a sandwich, take a bite out of it, and put it back, right? And then there was one where he already had like 3 burgers buried in this mountain of plates and bullshit, right? And then he just picked up a burger and went, and he just like shoved the entire burger into his mouth without taking a single bite. He just shoved the whole thing in his mouth. And it was great. And then there's another part close to that where earlier in the movie, this is actually, I guess, a great setup and payoff joke, where 2 of the members of the Delta frat house, like the main frat house in the movie, they were like golfing, trying to hit one of like an asshole crazy soldier like instructor guy, because he was being a dick. So they were trying to hit him with a golf ball. But their first hit went into a bowl of soup. Like, it just went into a bowl of soup in the kitchen. And I'm like, oh, that's a funny little thing. Like, how the fuck did it get there, right? But then, later in the movie, John Belushi's character grabs a bowl of soup and there's a golf ball in there. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's funny. That's a funny little gag. But then he just, like, fucking puts the golf ball in his mouth and eats it. And it's like, okay. And it's like, I think, honestly, John Belushi just adds so much to this film. I mean, he's hilarious, right? I think that's, like, hard to deny. I mean, I think I've enjoyed every movie that he's in that I've seen. He's just a riot, I guess, in this movie. And the funny thing is, he doesn't even really say that much, right? It's just like, he's just an agent of chaos, right? Wherever he is, shit is going down, right? Like, another bit that I like, that had John Belushi in it, but it also had some of the other members of the frat as well. They had a bit in a part of the movie where, to kind of like rib, one of their professors. They had taken his horse and put it in the dean's office, and they had given one of the new recruits into the frat a gun to shoot it, right? But they had filled it with blanks. They didn't want him to actually kill the horse, right? But he shot it into the air, but the horse died anyway because it had a heart attack because it was startled by the gun. And then they like start slowly realizing what happened, and then they go, oh, and then they like start running all around the campus, and it's like all sped up, and it literally looks straight out of the Three Stooges, and it's so fucking stupid, and it's great, right? And then I guess to pick up on another gag that I really liked, after that, they're like, the horse is like that, like straight up, you know. It literally looks like a statue that's just like upside down on the floor, and then there's like a guy in there, like the characters are just talking and having a conversation, not even acknowledging the dead horse in the room, and there's a dude with like a tape measure going, like measuring the horse, like how the fuck am I gonna get this out of here? And then he just comes back with a chainsaw, right? He's like, gotta get him out somehow. That's not what he said, but that's like obviously the intention, and that was really funny. And as I said, there's just a bunch of stuff like that. Like, there's another gag where one of the main frat members is gonna, like, have sex with the wife of the dean, right? And they're at, like, this toga party, baby. They're at a toga party, and she takes off her jacket, and he goes to hang it in, like, a closet, and he misses the closet, he misses it and it just falls, and then he's going to hang her dress in the closet and then he misses it again, right? And that's what I mean. Like, literally, that stuff is so fucking stupid and I love it. But then I think sometimes some of like the verbal jokes made me laugh too. I remember some of them were like really fucked up and that's why they were funny. I remember there's a character, Larry, the Larry character, he had a love interest, right, that he was interested in, that he met at like a grocery store, and they were about to have sex, and then she said, I lied. He said that he had lied to her and said he had never had sex before, and she's like, oh yeah, I lied too, I'm 13. And he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, I kind of saw it coming, right? It's not gonna be that straightforward, right? Like, there's gotta be a catch, right? And it's like, oh dear, not good, right? And, like, the fact that it just kind of came out of left field, was, I guess it was, catches you off guard, and that's what makes it funny, right? And then, one thing I do like, also, I don't know, I guess this is the John Belushi movie, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, he is the most entertaining part of the movie. He's the funniest part of the movie, but I guess also that doesn't take away from the rest of the jokes and the rest of the comedy, because I think generally the film is just pretty funny. It's a fine comedy. That's what I'm saying. It's a fine comedy. I just maybe a little gripe I had with it is I kind of wish it had just like fully leaned into the slapstick, right? Because you know how big I've said it the whole video. I fucking love slapstick comedy. I think slapstick comedy is hilarious when done right. And I think it's some of the most, like, fun comedy, right? And that's what when I watch a comedy, I want to have fun, you know what I mean? And I think slapstick is really fun. And I think the slapstick they do in this movie, if there was more of it, maybe I would have rated this movie higher, but even then, I still think it was enjoyable. Regardless, that maybe just be, like, a little complaint I have. But aside from that, it was good. Well, there are some parts of the movie that's like, oh yeah, this movie came out in 1978, right? Where I'm not saying I'm offended. I'm just saying some of the dialogue in this movie probably wouldn't slide in movies today. Or maybe it would, and people would just, like, argue about it on the internet, because that's what everybody does these days. Either way, I'm just rambling here. I'm just going to say, even though I do have some complaints and some of the comedy didn't really hit for me sometimes, I think sometimes maybe the comedy did feel, maybe not dated, but kind of felt like it would have been funnier at the time, like, than it is now. Like, comedy's changed, and maybe I guess that does make it a little dated. Not that it's offensive, just that, you know, comedy's evolved, and I think some jokes they found funny in the 70s, people wouldn't find funny in the 2020s. Either way, that's neither here nor there. Would I recommend this movie? I mean, sure. I mean, if you like John Belushi, if you like National Lampoon, right? This is a National Lampoon film. I mean, if you like National Lampoon, you've probably already seen it, but if you haven't by chance, you should watch it. I mean, if you just like, I guess, like, you know, crass, like, you know, college comedies, I mean, this is a pretty damn good one. So I would recommend it on that. But if you don't really like, I guess, risque comedies, you know, ones that are a little inappropriate, probably not for you. Although, why are you watching this review anyway? Whatever. Either way, you may ask, what would I rate this film? You know, I think I would rate this film a 7 out of 10. And, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to say. I think I've said my piece. So, guys, I hope you like this video. Share it with friends. Subscribe. Turn those notifications on. Comment down below on how much you liked it. But you guys know how it goes. I didn't really mean to say that. What I really meant to say, if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, and tell me how much you hate me in the comments. And I've been RunTimHD, off to go to a toga party. Let's go, toga, toga, toga. Oh, and if you couldn't tell, we are not where we usually are. We are actually in the Gap Theater, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a really, really old theater, like, really old. When you go in, they, like, actually use, like, film negatives, and you can, like, actually see the grain and stuff. They use really old, like, actual trailers that were also on film, and it's just really cool. So if you're ever in Pennsylvania around here, stop by the Gap Theater. In Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, stop by if you want to watch a classic movie on film. And also, just support your local theaters in general, especially theaters like this one.